In the ever-turbulent world of Washington, D.C., a new controversy has erupted, centering on Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth. This isn't just another political squabble. It involves allegations of sensitive military information being shared through unsecured channels, specifically the messaging app Signal. This situation has ignited a firestorm of debate about national security, White House protocols, and the very nature of modern communication. The crux of the issue revolves around reports that Hegseth shared details of U.S. military operations, particularly concerning strikes against Houthi rebels in Yemen, within private Signal chat groups. These groups reportedly included not only high-ranking officials but also Hegseth's family members, raising serious concerns about the handling of confidential information. The first instance of this type of communication to come to light involved a Signal chat that had accidentally included a journalist. This caused an outcry and investigations to begin. Now new information has come forward, adding fuel to the fire. The allegations. The New York Times has reported that Hegseth used a Signal chat named Defense Team Huddle to share sensitive details, including flight schedules of F/A-18 Hornets involved in the Yemen operations. This revelation has triggered alarm bells within national security circles. What makes this particularly concerning is the nature of the information shared. Details regarding military operations, especially those involving active combat, are typically treated with the utmost secrecy. The potential for such information to fall into the wrong hands poses a significant risk to national security. Adding to the controversy is the composition of these Signal groups. The fact that Hegseth reportedly included his wife, brother, and personal lawyer raises questions about the appropriateness of sharing such sensitive information with individuals outside of official channels. The White House response. The White House has responded by firmly defending Hegseth. President Trump himself has voiced his support, dismissing the allegations as the work of disgruntled employees seeking to undermine his administration. This stance has further polarized the situation, with Trump supporters rallying behind Hegseth and his critics demanding accountability. White House Press Secretary Karoline Leavitt has also come forward and stated that the Pentagon is working against the changes that Secretary Hegseth is trying to implement. The administration's defense strategy appears to be focused on downplaying the national security implications of the alleged leaks, instead framing the controversy as a bureaucratic battle between Hegseth and a resistant Pentagon workforce. Congressional reactions. The allegations against Hegseth have not gone unnoticed on Capitol Hill. Democratic lawmakers, led by figures like Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer, have called for Hegseth's removal, arguing that his actions have put lives at risk. They emphasize the importance of safeguarding classified information and upholding the integrity of national security protocols. Conversely, Republican lawmakers such as Senator Tommy Tuberville have come to Hegseth's defense, portraying the controversy as a politically motivated attack. They argue that Hegseth is being targeted for his efforts to drain the swamp within the Pentagon, suggesting that his critics are more concerned with protecting the status quo than with genuine national security concerns. Pentagon turmoil. Beyond the political theater, the allegations have also exposed deep divisions within the Pentagon. Reports of internal investigations, staff firings, and resignations paint a picture of an agency in turmoil. Former Pentagon spokesperson John Ulliott has described the situation as a full-blown meltdown, raising concerns about the stability and effectiveness of the Defense Department. The internal investigations into the leaks have reportedly led to the firing of several Pentagon officials, further fueling the sense of chaos and instability. These firings have also raised questions about transparency and due process, with some officials claiming they were not informed of the reasons for their dismissal. The media landscape. The media has played a significant role in shaping the narrative surrounding this controversy. News outlets have seized on the allegations, with some portraying Hegseth as reckless and others defending him as a victim of political persecution. This has contributed to the highly polarized atmosphere surrounding the issue. The New York Times has stood by its reporting, asserting the accuracy of its information and emphasizing the importance of holding public officials accountable. The White House, on the other hand, has accused the media of relying on anonymous sources and disgruntled employees to spread false information. This situation highlights the ongoing tension between the press and the government, particularly in an era of heightened political polarization. The role of the media in uncovering and reporting on potential wrongdoing is crucial, but it also raises questions about the balance between transparency and national security. The Espionage Act and legal ramifications. One of the most significant legal concerns surrounding Hegseth's alleged actions is the potential violation of the Espionage Act. This federal law, enacted in 1917, prohibits the unauthorized disclosure of information related to national defense that could be used to harm the United States or aid a foreign adversary. The specifics of the information shared by Hegseth, such as flight schedules and operational details, could potentially fall under the purview of this act. If prosecutors were to pursue charges, Hegseth could face severe penalties, including lengthy prison sentences. Legal experts are divided on the applicability of the Espionage Act in this case. Some argue that the nature of the information shared, while sensitive, may not rise to the level of national defense, as defined by the Act. Others contend that any unauthorized disclosure of operational details, particularly in an active combat zone, constitutes a serious breach of security. The Presidential Records Act and transparency. Another legal aspect of this controversy involves the Presidential Records Act, which mandates the preservation of official presidential documents and communications. The use of private messaging apps like Signal raises questions about whether Hegseth's communications are being properly archived and preserved. Critics argue that the use of Signal, which offers encrypted messaging and the ability to automatically delete messages, could hinder transparency and accountability. They contend that official communications should be conducted through secure government channels that allow for proper record-keeping. The White House has countered that Hegseth's use of Signal is consistent with established practices and that all necessary records are being preserved. However, this explanation has failed to quell concerns about the potential for information to be lost or deleted. Ethical considerations and conflicts of interest. Beyond the legal implications, the Hegseth controversy also raises significant ethical concerns. The inclusion of family members in sensitive communications raises questions about potential conflicts of interest and the blurring of lines between personal and professional relationships. Critics argue that Hegseth's actions demonstrate a lack of judgment and a disregard for established protocols. They contend that the sharing of classified information with individuals outside of official channels undermines the integrity of the national security apparatus. Defenders of Hegseth, on the other hand, argue that he is a dedicated public servant who is being unfairly targeted. They portray him as a victim of bureaucratic infighting and political maneuvering, suggesting that his actions were motivated by a desire to streamline communication and improve efficiency. The inclusion of his personal lawyer in these chats also raises ethical questions. The potential for privileged information to be shared and the nature of the advice given could create a conflict of interest. The Trump factor and political polarization. President Trump's unwavering support for Hegseth has significantly shaped the political landscape surrounding this controversy. His dismissive rhetoric and accusations of fake news have galvanized his base and further polarized public opinion. The Hegseth controversy has become another battleground in the ongoing culture wars that have defined American politics in recent years. It has become a litmus test for loyalty to Trump, with his supporters rallying behind Hegseth and his critics condemning his actions. This situation highlights the challenges of navigating national security issues in a highly polarized political climate. The focus on partisan politics can often overshadow the substantive concerns about transparency, accountability, and the safeguarding of classified information. Public opinion and trust in government. Public opinion on the Hegseth controversy is deeply divided, reflecting the broader political divide in the country. Polls show that Trump supporters are largely dismissive of the allegations, while his critics view them as a serious breach of trust. This situation has further eroded public trust in government institutions, particularly among those who are already skeptical of the Trump administration. The perception that classified information is being mishandled or that political considerations are taking precedence over national security can have a damaging effect on public confidence. The media's role in shaping public opinion is also significant. News outlets have played a crucial role in disseminating information about the allegations, but they have also been accused of bias and sensationalism. This has contributed to the confusion and mistrust surrounding the issue. The impact on the military and national security. The Hegseth controversy has raised concerns about the impact on the military and national security. The perception that classified information is being mishandled can undermine morale and erode trust among service members. Furthermore, the potential for sensitive information to fall into the wrong hands poses a real threat to national security. Adversaries could exploit leaked information to gain an advantage in military operations or to undermine U.S. interests. The need to balance transparency and accountability with the protection of classified information is a complex challenge. The Hegseth controversy highlights the importance of establishing clear protocols and ensuring that those in positions of power adhere to them. The precedent and future administrations. The Hegseth controversy sets a potentially dangerous precedent for future administrations. How this situation is resolved will have lasting implications for how classified information is handled and how officials communicate in the digital age. If Hegseth is ultimately exonerated or if the allegations are downplayed, it could embolden future officials to disregard established protocols and prioritize personal connections over national security concerns. Conversely, if he is held accountable, it could serve as a deterrent and reinforce the importance of safeguarding classified information. The increasing reliance on private messaging apps like Signal and Telegram raises concerns about the potential for information to be lost, deleted, or compromised. Future administrations will need to grapple with the challenges of balancing security and transparency in the digital age. The impact on international relations. The Hegseth controversy could also have repercussions for U.S. international relations. Allies and adversaries alike are watching closely to see how the situation unfolds. The perception that the U.S. is mishandling classified information could damage its credibility and undermine its ability to lead on the global stage. The allegations of leaks related to military operations in Yemen could further strain already tense relations in the Middle East. Adversaries could exploit the situation to portray the U.S. as reckless or untrustworthy. Additionally, this event could impact the trust that other nations have in U.S. intelligence sharing and cooperative military operations. The broader implications for national security. Ultimately, the Hegseth controversy underscores the importance of maintaining a robust and secure national security apparatus. The safeguarding of classified information is essential to protecting the country from threats both foreign and domestic. This situation highlights the need for clear protocols, strong oversight, and a culture of accountability within the government. Public trust in government institutions is essential to maintaining national security. When that trust is eroded, it can have far-reaching consequences. The way the country responds to this controversy will shape the future of national security for years to come. It will determine whether the U.S. can effectively balance the need for transparency and accountability with the imperative to protect classified information. The ongoing investigations and potential outcomes. As of now, investigations into the Hegseth allegations are ongoing. The Justice Department, congressional committees, and internal Pentagon reviews are all examining the situation. The potential outcomes range from criminal charges to administrative sanctions to a complete exoneration. The political and legal battles surrounding this controversy are likely to continue for some time. The media will continue to report on developments and public opinion will continue to be divided. Ultimately, the resolution of this case will have a significant impact on the future of American politics and national security. Regardless of the outcome, the Hegseth controversy has served as a stark reminder of the challenges of maintaining security and transparency in an era of rapid technological change and heightened political polarization. The lessons learned from this situation will be crucial in shaping the future of American governance. This story is still developing and the final chapter has yet to be written. What we do know is that the allegations surrounding Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth have ignited a firestorm of controversy, raising profound questions about national security, transparency, and the rule of law. As this story unfolds, it will continue to captivate the nation and shape the course of American politics.